Hello, this is Cityscape, a regular vodcast featuring people, places, and ideas that impact our community. I'm Dan West with the Livonia Westland Chamber of Commerce. Today we preview a growing event that gives people a chance to see more of Livonia on bikes while raising money for families in need. The third annual Tour de Livonia returns Sunday, September 8th, starting at Bicentennial Park with police-guided casual bike rides through Livonia's parks and neighborhoods. The 20-mile ride begins at 9 a.m., the 7-mile ride begins at 9:30 a.m. Last year, the event attracted 350 riders. Proceeds from the registration fees and sponsorships support Livonia Kids and Families, a nonprofit group that provides food, school supplies, and personal items for students of needy families in local school districts. Schoolcraft College, Masco, Livonia Police and Fire, Livonia Parks and Recreation, Wayne County Sheriff, and the Hardy's Family Trust co-sponsor the Tour de Livonia with Alpha USA. Veronica Cruz works at Alpha with a focus on administration for Livonia Kids and Family, and Veronica joins us today. Veronica, thanks for the time today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, walk us through what created the idea for Tour de Livonia.
Really, our CEO, Chuck Dardis, had a conversation with Paul Bond over breakfast one day, and Paul was just mentioning that he had just done the Tour de Trois. So in conversation, Tour de Livonia came up and thought it would be a fun fundraising idea for Livonia Kids and Families.
So this marks the third year of the event. Talk about the feedback you've gotten from it so far.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had positive feedback. It's been a very fun event. People feel it's very safe, which they appreciate. The entire route, both the full and family route, is police escorted. So it's very safe in that stance. Also, they feel like get to check out new landmarks throughout the city, which they appreciate. And then they appreciate that this is all a ride for a cause. So they get to have fun, make memories with their friends and families, all while giving back to those in need.
The beginning and the ending of the race is right here at Bicentennial Park, but you also provide a break at Alpha's property as a halfway point. Talk about what happens there.
Yes, so at the 10-mile break area, we have that set up at our Alpha USA West campus, and our employees set up music and porta potties, and we provide snacks and drinks, allow about 15-20 minutes for the riders to get a little break before they head on the rest of the route.
So it takes a lot of coordination to put something like this together. Talk about all the meetings and the level of coordination it takes to make something like this happen.
Yes, we have very fortunate to have an amazing planning committee and of course an amazing police fire department that supports us throughout our entire route. Also last year we brought on board Wayne County Sheriff's Department, which was a big help, but also the city of Livonia themselves, and then of course Livonia Parks and Rec. I mean, they've been an astronomical help to us in all that we do.
The money raised from Tour de Livonia supports Livonia Kids and Families. Talk about what that money ends up getting spent on for the people you support.
Okay. Yeah, so the money that we raise goes towards supplying the food for our various pantries. So we have food pantries throughout the entire Clarenceville district, and then also Livonia Public Schools as well. We're expanding into Garfield this coming year. And then the great thing about our pantries is the fact that they are also a job skill opportunity for the moderately cognitively impaired students. So it's kind of a dual purpose where they get to learn inventory management, quality control, interface with the families as they come to pick up the food as well.
So, along with the Tour de Livonia and donations that you get, and then you play the Red Wing alumni game held every year, how else can people contribute to Livonia Kids and Families?
You can contribute by visiting our website, which is tourdelivonia.org for the event, or you can visit the website, which is livoniakidsandfamilies.org, and also breakingbarriersmi.org.
And you got this thing right here.
Yes.
What's going on with this thing?
Yes. So this is also a great way to we're trying to raise some additional money. We have a Porsche e-bike, which is valued at $12,000. It's a gorgeous bike. One lucky winner we're drawing the name at the Tour de Livonia. So tickets are only $20 for one, or you can get 6 tickets for $100 as well.
So, okay, Veronica, thank you for your time. And now we're going to talk with Alpha President Chuck Dardis. Alpha USA President Chuck Dardis was a driving force in creating Livonia Kids and Family a decade ago. Chuck is here to help us explain what got the effort started. And Chuck, what were you seeing 10, 12 years ago when Livonia Kids and Family came to formation?
Well, we were real fortunate to get to know some of the teachers in the school district, in particular the principal at Emerson, Ann Owen. and we were having a meeting, and they were talking about how they always had food for the students in their desk because a lot of the kids were going hungry. And in the course of that, they said it'd be nice if we had a little pantry, and we said, pantry? How do we do that? What do you want? And that started it, the whole thought of actually having food supplies there available so the teachers weren't reaching in their own pockets for money. We had it there standing there for them.
When you look at what has happened over the last decade with the work and the way it's grown, what's been the key to the growth as you find more families, but also more supporters to help out as well?
Well, I think it's the mission, Dan. The mission is to help people. You know, we're not out there collecting money to keep for ourselves. Like sometimes you hear these big charitable organizations, 94% of their money goes to the charitable purpose. 105% goes to ours because, you know, we pitch in ourselves. You know, there's absolutely no salaries. There is no administrative fees. You know, I can think back, and early on, I think we bounced a check one time and the bank cost us $30, and then once a year we have to send $20 to the state of Michigan. That's our expense.
Yeah.
Everything goes to the families. I think that's very alluring to people, that they like that we're, you know, trying to serve and help, not help ourselves.
Think of a story that when you were really able to help a family, a student, with the stuff that Kids and Families are able to produce. Can you think of one story that jumps out at you that it really warmed your heart?
Well, I think this is maybe a little bit broader answer to your question. And again, we're blessed to have dealt with Ann Owen, because as we were learning this, she was teaching us more things. And one of the things that really touched me is we were providing food, but she said there's other needs. Now she's in a middle school. Obviously there's young women there, and part of the needs went way beyond the food. They needed support for their own personal hygiene issues, but then we started thinking about the household products and everything. And I think that was that's not a particular story of an individual, but it's a particular story of a group of people and how we could help and recognize the need. Again, I think Ann Owen for that. I thank her a lot, but you know, she's the one that let us in the door and taught us about how we can serve.
And that obviously gives you the energy. We want to help these people out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, that's the foundation to it. You know, we just want to help. When I was driving, when we first started this, when I was driving to work, I was going south on Telegraph, and this is the beginning of the summer, and there's this big poster there with this little girl that said, "Summer's here, the hunger begins." You know, because all the free and reduced lunch programs are stopping, and so one of the person I started with was Dennis Wright and Eric Gladwig, and their view was everybody wants to give something at Thanksgiving, everybody wants to give something at Christmas. What about the rest of the year? So part of our mission was to serve year round, and I think that billboard really said a lot. Now fast forward to what they did at Emerson. They had Camp Emerson, and that wasn't just to have a place for kids to go, that was to feed them. And I thought that was an incredible purpose that was one of the foundations to Livonia Kids and Families.
Well, Chuck, we thank you for your time. Congratulations to you and your team and all the supporters for Kids and Family, operating for over a decade now, and we continue to grow with another great event with Tour de Livonia.
Well, thank you. It was an honor.
Well, we thank Chuck, we thank Veronica, and we look forward to seeing everybody here at Bicentennial Park on Sunday, September 8th for the 3rd Annual Tour de Livonia. And we hope you can come out, and even if you're not going to ride the bike, there's going to be other vendors and things you can buy, other ways to support, buy raffle tickets for this bike.
Help me cut the ribbon.
Help you cut the ribbon for the certain thing. We can do that as well. But nonetheless, we thank everybody for watching this edition of Cityscape. We thank you for your time, and we'll see you again next time.